the IWF22 here at Le Mans, and I think it's going to be one of those moments where I'm just going to have to soak it up.
To make it to international level at this point, in your first year of karting, you've got to give credit to the Swiss ace, Michael Pemsing. This is quite an extraordinary achievement to get up here representing Switzerland. And pulling off! Who's that pulling off? Right over the front end of the field, we've got a kart in trouble already. That's Hugo Martiniello. Hugo Martiniello in trouble on the opening lap before we've even started. And I'm afraid that is catastrophic for Hugo Martiniello. His week has already had a big problem before we even go racing.
That's the last thing you want, every single heat count at this point. And you can see something falling off the car. That might even be a battery which will be powering the engine.
So if the batteries come loose, then that is game. We got another one stopping on the back straight. So more problems. Oh no, they are going to get going again by the look of it. Oh dear, they're running the gauntlet in the X30 Juniors before the race even begins. But Gilles Caranta and Cahal Clark are going to try and control the pace as they come off the final turn. All of the contenders need to be there in position. They've ranked this quite late, but I think we're going to get off to a start this time. And for once, it's the outside line that gets the better start. Cahal Clark breaks through to the lead, but has he got grip through turn 2 if he gets the kart turned in nicely? He's got to be careful, chop across on Gilles Caranta, and he's done it. Cahal Clark does the unthinkable. The outside line never gets the whole shot into turn 1, but he does so. Brilliant work from the Brit as he charges forward. And it is 5 wide through turn 4 as drivers try to lead their way through. And there's 3 karts gone, 5 karts gone, 6, 7 karts now, 8, 9 in total. Goodness me. Everybody just trying to take avoiding action, and somebody has clearly got a broken steering arm trying to get the kart turned in on the next corner. We've got karts in trouble. That is the 339, I think, having gone off the road. So problems there already for several drivers in the mix. That's Oliver Orndrop, the Danish driver, and I think we've got 2 karts out of the race in total, as well as the broken down machine of Hugo Martiniello. There is the 411. That's Caden Higgins of the United Arab Emirates. So Caden Higgins trying to get going again, but I'm afraid that is not going to happen when he's stuck there on the grass. On the inside, that's game still into B2, diving in on Freddie Lloyd. Freddie Lloyd still hunting down his colleague, but it's great to see Freddie Lloyd making his way around the course, putting on a good show in junior. Oh, poor Caden Higgins, look at the despair. Lap 1, and he can't go anywhere. Nor can his rival out there on the course, Oliver Ondrop. So they join Hugo Martiniello and Thomas Kersey on the sidelines.
Still putting down some stellar pace on the circuit right now as he's trying to catch on to the back of Clark. Clark got a great start there from the outside line. Got himself into the lead of this race, but he's got to be cautious now as the contenders in behind are starting to catch. 2 tenths in that middle sector there from Still that he managed to pull on our race leader right now. They go down through the final section of the circuit and around the final corner. This one could be a little bit treacherous if you get offline around the final corner, as there's not much runoff to play with. But down the straight, it's now 5 tenths.
Here comes Robinson diving in. Robinson makes the move. So the Algerian gets past his British teammate, Leo Robinson there, running well. And they have the gesture to each other. Let's stop this and now work together to catch up to Clark and Still. Leo Robinson, who of course is based in the United Kingdom, but he now represents Algeria, thanks to his parentage, half British, half Algerian. But he's very proud to represent his African roots as he races in international competition. And we've got the car stopped out on the circuit briefly after a spin. That's Natalia Granada. Natalia Granada having an issue coming off of turn 2. She has now got going again, but real problems there for Natalia Granada. And this is so unfortunate for Natalia. She is a much better driver than this result is making her look at the moment. So difficult conditions catching out the big... Oh, problems at the hairpin. I think that was a spin out from one of the Fusion team drivers. Was that Freddie Lloyd going around? Trying to figure out who that was. No, it wasn't Lloyd. So that might have been Burgoyne. No, it's Horton. It's Luca Horton that's dropped back. The Bahrainian. Unfortunately, Luca Horton has got going again, but he's now down to P15. So Horton has dropped a long way down the field. Got a little confused there, of course. Harry Burgoyne, of course, is part of the Mick Barrow racing team. He too, like Brandon Carr, is having to run with low stickers on the car. Again, due to weight saving. Try and make sure you get as close to the low weight limits as possible. And on this occasion, Burgoyne Jr. does not need the extra 800 grams that a sticker kit gets the car. And that's a problem for the 320. That is the other of the Lando Norris crews. That is Mark Granada. He is absolutely livid. Oh, Mark Granada. So enraged. He wears his heart on his sleeve at the best of times. And I'm afraid the fury and the emotion of the situation really has got to Marc Granada, having just seen his sister have a moment out on the course. I'm afraid it's Marc Granada's turn. There's Gilles Caranta getting his move on the inside of Freddie Lloyd, diving through on the inside there into fourth position, and a very nice and clean manoeuvre as he works his way forward, but it's not done yet. Here comes the move again from Lloyd, and it looks like Henry Jocelyn's going to get through on Gilles Caranta. Lovely job. Now diving back through, Gilles Caranta comes back, and they are taking on the man who won the IAME Euro Series, don't forget. So this is great racing, and this is going to be Burgoyne and Jocelyn now trying to team up the two teammates. They don't look like teammates out there because Burgoyne doesn't have the same sticker kit. And that's another problem. I'm afraid that is game over for Oliver Hedegaard. So Oliver Hedegaard has parked it up at turn 2, and that's game over for him. There's more problems for Granada. So it looks like both of the Granada siblings are going to park this one. Natalia Granada is coming to a stop on the exit of on the entrance to turn 4. So this is heartbreak for Oliver Hedegaard. But at turn 4, we've also got problems for Natalia Granada, as Gabriel Stilp has finally caught up to Cathal Clark. And you can see the steam coming forward as the drivers are working their way down the straight. But I'm afraid that's both Granada siblings now out of the race. Natalia will go and join brother Mark. And up the inside, a big dive from Stilp. My goodness, the Gilles Villeneuve of karting does it again. Gabriel Stilp launches in on Cathal Clark. And you can see there, Natalia Granada joining Mark on the sidelines. She is just as enraged as brother Mark. But what a move that was from Stilp. Just when you think you've seen the best of him, he delivers something like that.
Still our victor at IWF21. He's here to defend his crown in the junior category. And if he keeps up racing like that, I'm sure he will. Down the home straight, already pulled a little bit of an advantage over Kahawan Robinson. In behind, Clark doing a good job. He can't cover the inside though. Down the inside goes Robinson. And it's Clark down to third. Now Robinson up into second. He'll be the one now charging the chase onto the back of Stilp. But will they be able to catch it back onto the Kart Promotions driver with only 3 laps left?
So it's going to be an interesting charge forward now from Robinson and Clark, with Leo Robinson having worked his way through to second place. If they've got the pressures right, then he's got a chance to charge forward. It was interesting. I managed to catch up with Gabriel Stilp yesterday, and I said to him, this could be 2 in a row for you. And he said, well, I suppose it probably could be. I didn't really expect to win at all last year at Adria. I wasn't really thinking about the win. I just decided to figure out what would happen in the final. And what would be. This year, I genuinely feel like we've got the package to win. We've got the right team behind us. Everybody's been working beautifully. This year, I'm kind of expecting to be challenged for victory just because of all the hard work the team's put in. We can do this year. I didn't think we had a chance last year when we won it. Now, we really feel we've got an opportunity. So, Gabriel Stilp looking to lead by example this year, and with moves like that on Cathal Clark, I think everybody's going to start believing it soon.
Yeah, it was a great charge there from Stilp to make the move in a place on the track where many wouldn't have expected, but going under a lot of pressure here from Caranta. Fastest lap goes the way of Robinson as he's trying to catch onto the back of Stilp right now. We look at Caranta over the back of Burgoyne. He's not going to look up the inside into the carousel. An early apex, letting the kart run back out. Close to the first curb, and then all over the second as he let the kart run out. But we look back up to the front end. Stilp has been caught. Robinson is now all over the back of the Kart Promotions driver as they make their way around the final corner. It will be Stilp that takes the board for the final lap. A little bit of a nod to his mechanic and to his team, as there will have been some signals going on there. But let's see who comes out on top.
And it looks as though Gilles Caranta's made the move. He's up to 4th position now, past Burgoyne and Chirelli. Chirelli is trying to keep Jocelyn at bay as they go through turn 2. Well, that didn't last long. Jocelyn's already got through, so Jocelyn in a P6 there as Gabriel Stilp bangs in a 55.6 now that he's got clear track in front of him. We're only about 2 seconds off the pace in the dry of the seniors at the moment. So Gabriel Stilp is about what we were likely to see from the drivers in X30 Junior in dry running. So the circuit is pretty much there or thereabouts, but there are still wet patches. You can see that the track is much darker on the damp patches than it is on the dry line. Has Clark got one final big swing move in him? I don't think so. He doesn't want to take too many risks. 3rd position is not a bad place to be at all. So out of the final turn, it is going to be Gabriel Stilp. He opens his account with a victory today. A 3rd yesterday and a win today puts Gabriel Stilp in a very strong position. Leo Robinson P2 and Cathal Clark in P3. He looks so confident this time, Gabriel Stilpin. Of course, Kai, in the United Kingdom, the race in this team in Britain, you know this squad, you know this operation at Croc, so you know the kind of hard work that Gabriel and the team have been putting on to get ready for this event.
Yeah, Croc, a very hard-working team, probably one of the best teams that you can be with right now in Europe and obviously in the UK right now. I'm racing with the Eichmann Grand Prix team, who have been so kind to me. They've been doing so much for me over the weekend to make me feel welcome in the team and to try and help me adapt to the circuit. And to be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better team this weekend. But Croc, probably one of the best out there, and Gabriel still really showing that the performance matters.
So he's done a fantastic job to check out to 0.4 of a second to Leo Robinson. What a sorry sight that is. The two Lando Norris karts from Kiddish to Win. And I'm afraid the Kids to Win team have had a real problem there for both Mark and Natalia Granada. That's very unfortunate. So Gabriel Stelp and Leo Robinson from Cathal Clark and Gilles Caranta. Then Harry Junior Burgoyne and Ricardo Girelli from Henry Jostin and Freddie Lloyd. Alexis Constant and Mathis Carniac. Thibaut Ramekes in front of Luca Horton. A good comeback from him. Vilma Svan, Fernando Luque and Raphael Theveny in the top 15. Then it is Dylan Visser, who drops all the way to 16th in the end, from Sky de Forney, Dino Carlson and Michael Pemsing, who makes up 10 places. This boy is starting to look like a real contender, actually, Michael Pemsing. Good to see from him. Behind the Swiss, it is CJ Bennett, and then Viljami Powder ahead of Manolis Liadakis, Chiara Batig ahead of Andrea Dupé, and then it is Elias Hochstedt from Kimi Alanko and Oscar Cura. Then Oliver Hedegaard is the first of the retirements, along with the two Kids to Win siblings from the Granada family, Natalia and Mark Granada. We also had a retirement for Hugo Martiniello, Oliver Ondrup and Caden Higgins. And that was all on lap 1. Thomas Kinsey didn't even get out there to show his paces. So there's going to be